Thanks for joining this video today. My name is Wesley and this is the Cude Design YouTube channel. This is part 2 of a case study documentation of building a website using the Salient WordPress theme. Previously we built the homepage and we've implemented the feedback from the client. So I'll add a link in the description below to the first part of the video. It's basically a trip website, so users can go on the website and book a trip via WooCommerce. So today what we'll be doing is setting up WooCommerce on the website and adding the products and showing you the different things you can sort of do, adding the product category pages as well. So in the traditional sense you would have a shop page, but we've renamed it to upcoming trips. So you click upcoming trips and then the trips would come up, and book now as well. So what we've got is we have 4 products here, which we've just added the feature image, but we haven't added any of the details. And we'll also be copying these over from the main website. So first things first, we're going to connect up these pages to the shop page. So right now they don't go anywhere, they just go to a blank upcoming trips page. So I'm going to trash that. And I'm going to rename this to and then because I got rid of that page, I'm going to have to correct it in the menu most likely. Yep. So this is the pull right menu. So that's this button here. Rename it. So if I save that now, you can see that the menu style is just standard. And you can see the button styling's gone. So what you need to do is change this to button accent color. The color will be taken from the theme options of Salient. So if I click save now, see it's back. Perfect. Now we just need to add the link in the main navigation as well. Excellent. So now you see if you click on upcoming trips, this takes you to the shop page. Okay, so that's done. So we also have this my account link here, which doesn't go anywhere. So to control that, you need to copy the link from your account page. Then you need to go to Salient and then header. And this is where you add it. Salient layout and content related. And then you add this. You can toggle this on and off as well, so you can remove the icon if you want. There you go, takes you to the account page now. So that's all functioning good. So when you install WooCommerce, it automatically adds the default pages in for the cart, for the account page, for the shop. It automatically installs them all. So when you click on upcoming trips, it should take you to the shop page. Oh, it does now. Yeah, that's good. And now you can see the products, which is great. Excellent. That's good. So we got the products there. So now what we want to do, I don't know what's going on here. I've never seen this before. This is something new, I think. So if you are having trouble seeing the shop pages, I think it might be this setting here. You can just, if you've got this notification store coming soon and you can't see your shop and your product pages, make sure that's activated. Okay, let's get on with building out the pages. So we've got 4 products here so far. We're going to be adding in total. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to add these one by one. There's some single products and there's some variation products as well. So that's good for me to show you how they work differently. If you've got access to the WordPress website where you want to transfer products, you could do it automatically by exporting and importing, but there's only 10 products and I don't have that information right now, so let's just get on and do it. So let's set up a single product first. This one here doesn't appear. It's a very confusing website. So let's go to Cambridge. Let's do this one. There's no product description. Okay. So in that case, I expected there to be a product description. So we're just going to have to use lorem ipsum for the time being. So first we'll have a short description. That's normally 1 or 2 sentences. So we'll get that. So yep, that's where the short description appears. Now you can add a long description here, and I'll show you how that shows up. That's kind of good because you've got this is where the long description would be, and then you've got reviews where they could leave a review. Alternatively, if you wanted to build out the page a bit further, say add an FAQ section, you could use the backend builder to do this. So there's still your long description, but then you could add let me add a section from the home page for an example. Let me take this. So you can just copy it using this function here. Copy this row. And then on here you can go back, then you can paste. And it's just copied that section from that page to this one. And then you got that there. You've just built that in. So that can be pretty handy if you're looking to build out the page a little bit further to optimize it. I find it really useful if you're looking to add an FAQ section and you want to put a toggle or an accordion there for just to add like 3 or 4 FAQs. This also helps with SEO. So for this example, I'll probably leave that as it is. That's working pretty good. I'll just style this content a little bit better just to make it look a bit nicer on the eye. Cambridge, probably want to add the date in there. We got £34 per person. £34.99. 34. 34. And then we got this text here, which I won't make that bold to see how that comes out. So you notice it's got dollars there, which is just incorrect. So we've got categories here as well. We can add the category. So this could be, for example, we could have a day trip, and then we could have, or you could have city breaks. You could have overnight stays. If you had more traditional websites, say selling clothing, you could have t-shirts, jeans, hoodies, stuff like that. That is just an example. And you notice we got dollars as well, so we're going to need to change that for this website. So you've got inventory here. So we want to make sure that more people can't, say there's 10 places for this trip. We want to make sure that not more than 10 people can book that trip. Same with your own products. If you only got 10 t-shirts, you don't want to sell more than 10. Okay, 10 in stock. And let's change, got to add some details in here. Got to update the location of the store. Excellent. So that's kind of set up there. That product page is already. You're going to have to remove that. Not sure where that's coming from. Not sure where that's appeared from, but we have to remove that. So we got one product there. And now I will show you how to add a variable. Which one's a variable? North Wales. Perfect. I'm just going to copy this information because I don't have anything here currently. So as this is a variable product, that means there's two different options because they can offer a twin sharing or single occupancy. So a variable product means that you have different options. So if you were a clothing website, you'd have a t-shirt and you could buy it in different colors. So what we'll do is we'll add the attributes here. Not sure what you would call this occupancy, I guess. So we add an attribute and now we need to add the items to it. So we got single occupancy. We got twin sharing. Occupancy, great. So we got those two in there. I'll just save this page. So we can select the occupancy which we just created from the left hand side, and then we've got single occupancy, twin sharing, and then we want these to be visible on the product page and used for the variations because we want to say for different prices. So we've got that, and then we go to variations, generate the variations from the attributes we just created. You can see they're automatically placed there, and then we can put in the prices. Manage stock. We want it to be virtual products because they don't actually receive a physical product. It's a ticket. Manage stock. You can set which one is set as default when you land on the page. We don't need to do that. We've got that, and now we need to copy it over the page layout. This page we just created, so we've got the two different prices for the occupancy, single or twin, and then you can click the option, select which option you want to go for. There you go, and then the price pops up, and then we've got the page layout as before. Then you can assign it to a category as well. So perfect. So we got that, and now you see the prices are popping up as well. Here you got add to cart because it's just a single price, whereas here it's got select options because there's two different options to select there. Now I don't think this website's really going to utilize the product category pages too much. It's not that type of website. But if you did want to optimize the category pages even further, you can see how they are viewed here. So they're kind of standard. There isn't much really going on, which is a little bit problematic if you've got a bigger website. Say, for example, we worked on a website for CBD oil and you want to optimize those category pages as well, because you can add some text to the top here, for example. And it looks neat and tidy. That's all good. That's fine. It looks nice. But for optimization, you might want to add further details on the product category page. And WooCommerce really doesn't give you that flexibility to do that. So there is a plugin which you use quite often which helps out with this. So I'll just show you how this works. So we purchased it from Code Canyon. We'll put a link in the description of the video. And what this allows us to do is to create a product category page for WooCommerce. If I remember how to get there. The plugin has changed since I last used it. So you have this area here on the left hand side, which is Mysterious Team, and then you can add a new template. So let's call this day trips, for example, and then add backend editor. We'll just do weird. Don't know why it's asking me about that. That's strange. Right. So let's add it. This is going to be our new category page, basically. So we can build it out from scratch. So we want to add a title here. And then we're going to need to add the WooCommerce products from that category. Let me see if this, yeah, so we can choose day trips, how many columns? 4, 10, for example. That's a bit buggy. Now let's add some elements from the home page, just show it so we can show you an example of this. So we can, let's take the testimonial section. And let's take, oh no, that's the clients, sorry. And then let's take the bottom contact form. Okay, so we built up a new page layout there. So we want to update. And then we should be able to assign it now to a category. This is this layout. You go to the edit category page, and then you got this new option here which says template. So we go to the website so you can so this is like what the product category page looked like previously. So I've made that a bit long-winded for you. So that's the product category page now using the default template, and we can go to this new option and then we can select day trips. And then refresh, and it's now built out the day trip landing page. So this really helps with optimization, so you can really optimize your product category pages and improve them for SEO purposes and for the user as well. You can add FAQs there, etc., new links. So yep, that's how you can build out your product category pages. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to add these products. It's all the same method really, and you don't need to watch me do that. But before I go, what I do is we'll just create a new page, and we can just talk through some of the WooCommerce elements that Salient does provide. So in the back end, you would use WP Bakery again. And Salient has a lot of elements already from their pre-demos, which you can use for WooCommerce. I guess it doesn't have too many related to products, but you've got these predefined elements already. They practically use the same building block the majority of the time, and it's just the settings which you'll just be editing in that block. So for example here, that's the same. It's the same building block, but it's just different settings applied in the building block. So you can choose whether it's on sale, featured, or best selling. You can choose which products to show from any categories, how many columns you want to use, the width of the page. You know, it's all pretty straightforward, to be honest, with the settings here. There isn't a ton what you can customize, but I kind of like that. You don't need too much to customize on the product pages or from the page builder, because then it just gets overly complex. So you can see here, these are the two blocks we just, if we add more products there, you can slide them across. Here we need a fifth product. So these are using the carousels, but then say you don't want to use the carousel, you could just disable it and then create a grid. So column width, don't need that. So we don't want the carousel now, disable that. And now it's just become a grid of images, you know. What am I doing? Maybe got a cache problem. There you go. So yeah, now you just have a grid of images, a grid of products rather than the carousel. So it's pretty easy to manage and customize and make a big difference. So let's enable carousel again, and then you got a ton of different options for no wraps. So that's what we had before. And we've only got 4 products, but it would be a carousel there without it wrapping round if you saw just a few moments ago. So yeah, that's the basics of using Salient to build a WooCommerce website. I hope you found that useful. When we have a more complex website, then I'll create more of an in-depth video. And thanks for watching. Leave any comments below if you have any questions, and I'll be glad to help.